Your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO, KGLOAM.com, streaming along as well on our KGLO News Facebook page. And Sybil Soukup joins us as she typically does each and every Thursday at this Thursday. Jeez. It's the typical post-Memorial Day. I've screwed up the day twice this week, or twice this morning already. This week as well, but
oh my goodness,
it happens to everybody after a holiday.
Well, then I have a confession to make.
Go ahead.
I would have been here a few minutes earlier,
but you thought it was Monday, didn't you?
Well, I was bebopping down the road, and my car just autopiloted down to the Humane Society.
All right, so it happens.
Mid-road, I had to turn around and do a 3-point turn and head back this way.
It's that time of year.
I forgot where I was going.
That's fine. Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. But you're here. That's the most important part. So we take this segment each and every Tuesday, a little bit after 8:30. And we have a little pet of the week and showcase the Humane Society of North Iowa. And did you have a good trip through the parade?
Well, yeah, I wanted to talk about the parade.
Go right ahead. Then.
Well, we were entry number 52, as you so kindly told me.
Yes.
Last time I was here. And we had a record number of dogs this year, I think, in the parade. We had 10 dogs, and they were all pretty big dogs, too. And just a great variety, great crowd. We had a great time. But, boy, as we were walking through the parade, ahead of us, I thought it was like the Beatles or Justin Bieber or somebody was up there, because I just kept on hearing throngs of people shouting and cheering. And then I realized it was Bob Fisher.
No, it was not. It was my.
He was entry number 32.
It was my cohort in the car, Molly Penny. So
no, Molly got herself. We were standing around before the parade even started, and Molly was talking to some local people, and boy, she got a lesson on who Bob Fisher is in this community. Oh yeah.
How so?
Kind of a big deal.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway,
you say so.
We had a really great time in the parade, and the dogs had so much fun. I mean, it's a mile and a half or so.
Right.
And I'll tell you, the lesson I learned here is that some of our dogs, we need some volunteers to come out and walk them more.
Okay.
Some of them pooped out about towards the end there. It got a little warm for them, and there were quite a few stops and lulls in the parade. And we had been lined up so early that, there was a lot of frolicking and playing and excitement before the parade even started. So by that last couple of blocks, a couple of them laid down and were like, not getting up. But that's why we always have a trailer behind our van that we tow in the parade.
Just in case. So we can put the dog and their walker on the trailer. But everybody else finished strong, and we had a great time. Nice.
And it was great because we have a lot of people that I'm so grateful for this. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're not throwing out candy because we have dogs. So, but it's so nice though, that when we walk by, there's so many people that will chap and clear.
Yeah.
Reverse it, flip
chap
it.
and clear.
Yep.
Yes.
Clap and cheer. Give us a shout out, say hi, give us a wave. And we really appreciate that. It's, sometimes our job can be a little thankless and hard. And so it's nice when people give us that shout out, and we appreciate their support. We love seeing the faces of adopters and our friends out in the community.
Right.
So that was really nice as well. And then of course, going back to the shelter, the dogs are just like ready for a nap.
Right.
But we are back open now today. And all of the dogs, if you saw a dog in the parade that you're like, wow, I need to go see that dog, we're open today for you to come see them. And one in particular I wanted to point out, because this actually made me kind of sad. I noticed that, I always take pictures of all the dogs that are there in the parade. And I recalled, I just could look at the website and see this, but last year we brought a dog with us to the parade named Kringles, a beautiful husky. And he was there at the parade this year too.
Aww.
I know. So Kringles came into our care in January of 2025. Wow. So it's been a year and a half. He is a husky. He quite boldly and loudly sings the song of his species. Ow! It's not even a howl. It's a yip and a yowl.
Right.
Like the husky song is one like no other. Husky people know this song though, and they enjoy it. Like most people do not, but husky people do. But Kringles is such a beautiful husky. He's got that typical husky look, and then he's got the bluest of blue eyes. I mean, if you look at our website, his picture, you can kind of see a beautiful profile of him.
Mhm.
And he is just,
Yes.
he is a gorgeous boy. And look, his profile picture was taken in the winter. So
Yeah.
that's kind of indicative of how long he's been with us. But he, he doesn't care being in the kennel too much because he's a husky. Huskies are high energy, high active, and smart dogs. They're a working breed dog. They're meant to work. And in a shelter environment, there's just not work for them to do.
Right.
And so we need people to come out. We have a lot of huskies in the shelter. We need people to come out and specifically walk those huskies. If you're a little overwhelmed about getting them out of their kennels, because they can be overwhelming, you go up to them and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you here for me? Are you here for me?" Yep, it can be a little overwhelming. We will be happy to help you get a dog, any dog, out of their kennel so you can get them out of the building. But, dogs like Crinkles, man, it's a bummer to see him in the shelter.
For that
But
long, yeah.
but the staff, we all love him. We all spend time with him. And there are, several dedicated volunteers that come out specifically to walk him and some of the other dogs that have been with us for a longer period of time. But, we love him, but we don't want to see him at the shelter anymore. We want him out of there along with all the other dogs. So, Huskies are, if that's your breed, come see us because, boy, we have a variety of Huskies, and German Shepherd Huskies is the other mix that we have in the shelter. And I think, people get them when they're puppies because they're really cute.
Right.
But then they get older. And if you don't give Huskies a regimented schedule, some, boundaries and some, discipline and, not discipline like you're naughty, but discipline like structure,
right.
They will make their own structure and not behave well. And then people will get rid of them. But they're very smart. You can teach an old dog new tricks, or a young dog new tricks too. So I encourage people to come on out to the shelter and meet all of our dogs, but particularly the Huskies. All the Husky people come out and see us.
Yeah. If somebody's listening and, they're not too up on, dogs and whatnot, what would be the advantages of having a Husky in your house? If any.
A free fur carpet.
There you go.
No, Huskies are awesome. First of all, they're a very loyal and loving breed. They love their owners and they're very sweet and loyal to their owner. They are kind of the drama queens of the dog world. So they're the kind, but that makes them also kind of like, I call them the court jester of the world. They make me laugh because they're the type of dog, if you say, if they come to you and they're begging for a treat and you say no, most dogs would be like, well, and they walk away. A Husky would be like, oh, be really dramatic about it. And
you're doing good with your Husky.
Yes, I've had a lot of practice because I hear it all the time, all day long. But a Husky might be a really dramatic temper tantrum, Right. Not all are like that, but of course. But Huskies are just really fun characters of dogs, but they're also very active dogs. And so if you lead an active lifestyle or if you have kids that are, not young kids, I wouldn't put a Husky with like a 2-year-old or something.
Sure.
Because Huskies don't exactly know all their boundaries, but if you have active, young boys, young girls in that 7 and up range or so that can be respectful of a dog, that want to play ball and fetch all day long, all afternoon long, Husky would make a great family pet. Going for walks, going, on trips, hiking, that kind of stuff. They're great dogs for that. But Huskies are they're beautiful. They're eye-catching dogs. When I see people out walking, a Husky is like, woo, now I'm checking out your dog, not you. It's okay. Right. It's your dog. Don't get it mixed up. But, they are, like I said, very cute. I mean, every dog is cute as a puppy,
right,
except for those Chinese cresteds. Those are kind of
okay.
All dogs are cute as puppies. But puppies, like children, need to have structure and schedule. some people just don't provide that. And certain breeds like Huskies, German Shepherds, they need that. And if they don't get that, then they will find a way to create their own boundaries and structure. And so, we end up with a lot of Huskies and German Shepherds at the shelter, unfortunately, because of that.
Right.
But, I hope that, if you're looking for that big, beautiful dog that kind of stands out in the crowd, these kind of dogs are that. But you got to know what you're getting into. You can't just get a dog based on their looks or based on, their demeanor in the shelter. You got to know what you're doing with these dogs. Yeah.
So you went through band festival. You going through any other parades or any other events like that this summer?
We have a few more things coming up. Nothing nailed down just yet on dates. We've done the Clear Lake Parade before a couple of times, but we don't anymore because it's too much for the dogs. It's such a long parade.
A lot of people too.
A lot of people. There's a lot of stopping and going.
Right.
And the dogs we always take into consideration, the safety of our animals. And how long are they out in the elements of being exposed to the sun? July 4th, it usually starts off cool. But if you're, in the middle of 150 entries or something,
right,
you're not moving until later in the day, later in the morning. And by the time you get moving, it can be pretty hot. And so, the couple of times we've done it, the dogs, it's been a little too much for the dogs, and then getting them over here and then getting them back. And so it's a great parade with great exposure, but
totally understandable.
Yeah. We always take into consideration the welfare of our animals and their safety. Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with us before we let you go?
Just that, it's officially summer now. Like I feel like Memorial Weekend is the official launch of summer. And so the kids are kids done with school now? I guess I don't know.
Some spots are. Mason City gets out Thursday, maybe. I don't double check me on that, but they're done at the end of this week.
Okay. So this is the time of year where two things happen. We get a lot more young kids at the shelter volunteering, and I'll get into that in a minute. And then we see a lot of more dog bites at home with kids. So because the kids are home and the dogs are like, "What are you doing here, Chomp?"
Yep.
So one, we love when appropriately behaved and aged kids come out and volunteer at the shelter because it's summer and they have, maybe nothing to do. So come on out. But we have a lot of rules or, basic rules about volunteering. 16 and up can volunteer without supervision, but 16 and 17-year-olds need to have mom or dad or guardian sign off on the visitor form that says it's okay because they're a minor, that they can be volunteering unsupervised at the shelter. 16 and under do need to come with somebody who's 18 or older, whether that be a parent, grandma, your babysitter, whomever, it's older sibling, just needs that parental guardian sign off. And we have a visitor form that details all that on our website under forms. Also, when visiting, make sure you wear appropriate footwear. If you're going to come walk dogs, don't wear slides, don't wear Crocs. Where those are shoes that our big dogs love, especially Crocs, that foamy texture.
Yep.
Oh man, they love that texture to chew on.
Absolutely.
It's a great toy. So wear tennis shoes that the dogs aren't going to pull you out of. And so those are the two big things. Make sure you're of the right age, have the right paperwork, and wear the right shoes. And then come on out, please. Number two, the dog bites. So we see it a lot that kids that are home, for the summer and mom and dad are off at work. Maybe they're, inviting a lot of friends over and the family dog doesn't know the friends. And maybe the kids are wrestling around. Someone gets bit. It happens a lot, especially in the months of May and June and July. So it's really important. I'm talking to the parents in this case. Make sure that your dog is current on rabies vaccine, because if they are not, and even if sometimes they are, they will always have to be quarantined at the Mason City Stray Animal Shelter. But sometimes if they are current on rabies vaccine, animal control might allow them to quarantine at home if you have the ability to keep them, confined. It just depends on the severity of the bite. If there's a bite history, that kind of stuff. But keep your pet safe and talk to your kids about, introducing people to your dog and not leaving doors open to allow your dog to roam and wander and be stray. So, have these conversations with the kids when they're home this summer and keep your pets safe. Keep them out of the shelter. We love your pets, but we don't want to see them.
If people need more information, head to the website.
Yes. So their website where all of our adoptable animals and all of our information about volunteering at the shelter can be found at hsni.org. That's HSNI as in Humane Society North Iowa.org. We also have a tab there called Animal Control, and that is for the Mason City Stray Animal Shelter, which is owned by the city of Mason City, but co-located and managed by the Humane Society. And it labels everything on there about missing animals, stray animals, bite case information. All of that is city stuff, but it's managed through the Humane Society. So that tab and information is on there as well.
Lots of information there. So
yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sybil Soukup with the Humane Society of North Iowa here on your hometown news station, AM 1300 KGLO.